Hey there everyone, it's Baka here, and welcome to episode number 24 of the Wide World of Geek, where we look at what's new and newsworthy in the world of Geek this week. I've only got a couple news items to say, so this should be a fairly short video, so I'm going to jump right into it. First bit of news is Hugh Jackman has officially been named as a cast member for the upcoming X-Men Days of Future Past movie. He'll be joining recent arrivals Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen, who will be reprising their roles of Professor Xavier and Magneto. They will be playing the older versions of themselves, while James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender will be playing the younger versions of Professor X and Magneto. They will all be in this with director Bryan Singer, the director of the first two X-Men movies. This is a movie I'm looking forward to a lot, not only because Bryan Singer is back on there and because X-Men 3 was horrible without him there, but also because it brings back these characters that are well known and loved, and it lets them all be in a movie together in a way that makes sense. And the story that they have chosen for this couldn't make me happier. Days of Future Past is a story that tells of time travel. You see a dystopian future where mutants have been hunted and those that are alive have been imprisoned. The Sentinels are their guard dogs, and humans have pretty much just wiped them off the face of the planet. Within this movie, or within the story, Wolverine is leading a band of freedom fighters and ends up dying. He ends up getting shot by a Sentinel and nothing is left but his adamantium skeleton. Now, whether this holds true in the movie or not is yet to be seen. It'd be really cool, because this is an alternate future storyline where the point is we're going to unmake this future so that mutants can survive. So if that happens, and they actually follow the storyline as closely as is necessary, Wolverine dies in the movie, but he doesn't die in the series. Now, this will mark Hugh Jackman's 7th appearance as Wolverine. He was in, obviously, the first 3 X-Men movies, X-Men, X2, and X3. He was in X-Men Origins Wolverine. He was in X-Men First Class. Sorry, I forgot about that. He will be in the upcoming The Wolverine, which comes out next summer, and then X-Men Days of Future Past. So 7 appearances as this major character that's made him a huge star, and he pulls it off brilliantly. So bravo to you, Hugh Jackman. Please keep it up. We love you as Wolverine, even if maybe it's time to go in the back burner with X-Men movies for a while. That's my personal opinion. The second bit of news is that the first 5 minutes of the upcoming game Bioshock Infinite have been released online. Now, you can view this at IGN.com, at shacknews.com, and I believe at io9.com, and probably YouTube and a million other places. But first 5 minutes of this game, very similar to a lot of other Bioshock games, where you get a lot of craziness. You get some mystery, some cryptic messages, dead bodies, creepy music, and at the very end, you get thrust into the action and into the world of Bioshock without having a clue what the heck is going on. It's a huge tease, and it's a great way to tease it. Everyone is used to regular trailers out there and showing clips throughout the game. This keeps the game a mystery. Now, yes, there have been bits of footage, such as at E3 or PAX, where bits of the actual gameplay later on in the game have been shown, but even that, you don't really get to see much. But to put this out right before the game comes out really teases it, really gets people intrigued, and it's a really cool way to do things like that. Now, last up, I want to mention my top 5 this week. Now, this week is going to be my top 5 Nintendo 64 games, following in last week's Nintendo Entertainment System games, and I'm going to jump right in. At number 5 is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Now, this was a game that I did not discover until college, and my friends and I had a lot of fun Playing this, we went for every little item you could get, both in single player and multiplayer. We had our favorite skaters. Mine was Bucky Lasek. And the fact that I remember this over 10 years later shows how much of an impression this game made on me. Number 4 is Tetris 64. Now, Tetris 64, like all Tetris games, is a classic. This was, at least to my knowledge, the first one where you had multiplayer, where it was a head-to-head battle. Much in the way of Puzzle Fighter or Dr. Mario, where you form combos and whatnot and send blocks to the other player and try to get them to fill up their screen faster than you fill up your screen. It was a great game. We had tons of fun my freshman year. It was almost always on one of the TVs in the dorm room. Number 3 is Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Now this is a two-edged sword for me. It's an amazing game. It was the first great Zelda game, in my opinion, since the first two. I know a lot of people will mention Game Boy games and whatnot that were good, but portable systems are a whole other story for me. But Ocarina of Time was 3D. 3D. It was a third person. You didn't move side to side, and you weren't looking at it from the top down. But you got to explore the world. There weren't set missions you had to go on in a specific order. You got to do a lot of side quests, puzzles, RPG elements, action elements. It had everything to make a good Zelda game. The flip side to this coin was I had a friend that played this all the way to leaving school. So, addicting game. Number 2 is Super Smash Bros. And this, for me, was a toss-up between this and number 1. Super Smash Bros. Was on constantly, it seemed, from my sophomore through senior year of college, and I didn't even own the game, but it was played in my dorm room. My personal favorite was Ness, who was one of the least liked characters amongst all my friends because he just didn't seem like he had much. But when you played him and knew how to play him, he became absurdly overpowered. A PK Thunder into your back, launching yourself into an opponent, was almost a instant knockout. He had his own home run bat. You could heal when somebody would try to shoot energy at you. Very good character. Number 1 is GoldenEye, the James Bond game of the Nintendo 64 that took the world by storm. Now this is up at the top of a lot of people's top Nintendo 64 games, and it's a good reason. It's the multiplayer. This is a multiplayer shooter that really you didn't have much of back then. And it had the great element of having James Bond characters in it. You could play as Bond, Trevelyan, Oddjob, Jaws, Baron Samedi. The list goes on and on. And people got addicted to this, including myself. And it was always, you think you're good at this? Play me. We'll see who's good. And then it would just become a big grudge match. So that is why GoldenEye is my number 1 Nintendo 64 game. So that's all I've got for this week. We will be back next week with a special day after Christmas episode of the Wide World of Geek. There will not be a view review this weekend or a weekend workshop. So until next week, this is Baka, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.